everybody's probably reconvened, right? All the rest of you are back at the ship. Dash has still not returned. Nobody has any idea where he's at. And Jax, you get back and you realize Dash isn't there, and now it's weird. Like now there's something wrong is going on, right? So you probably like get everybody together for a powwow or like get ready for a search mission, right? That would be like the next step.
Yeah.
And I think that as you're doing that, Dash probably shows up at the ship, right? Like as everybody's like getting ready to head out to try and figure out where Dash went, Dash just like comes walking up, looking probably a little bit beraggled because he hasn't probably gotten great sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I mutter.
Certainly hasn't showered in a day.
Jax mutters Carillion swears. Not Carillion.
Mandalorian swears.
Yeah.
So Dash has arrived back. What do you guys say when Dash shows back up?
Hey, Dash. Hey, Dash, check out Kid.
I raise my eyebrows up and down.
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
Maybe it's because he has a long day, or maybe because he realizes that he could have lost contact with his friends, but despite himself, he just laughs at that. Just good to be on a ship with his friends.
Yay.
Perfect.
Where have you been?
Well, what Monica
And as
say.
hearing that, Jax assumes that they've been.
Oh my god. We should talk. We
just-
found out some awesome things. Sorry, go ahead.
And just goes, yeah, like gives him an annoying look.
I feel like everyone just starts talking at the same time and trying to explain what we've found.
Yeah, you give him the elbow nudge, right, Jax?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And then everybody talks at once, trying to explain to you all the things they found, Dash.
Exactly that fucking Ghostbusters scene.
Yeah.
And as he finishes, he contemplates everything. He says, "Well, I have two things. One, Cyan, she is gifted with the Force.
Oh.
And, two, the reason I found out is two Force users came for her and, well, let's say they took her away for justice. You could say. Not in the sense of justice to harm her, but they call themselves Jedi or something like that. And I wish to stay with her, but...
Oh no!
Hey,
Oh, no!
hey,
I think I know what's about to happen.
hey, Kai, reduce your strain threshold by another 1 because your obligation is triggered. Also, if you don't mind, can you make me a discipline check?
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, and I'm upgrading it.
Like, where are the Jedi?
Can I have a boost die? Can I add a boost die because I've dealt with this before and helped them with it?
I think that if you want to try and calm him down, maybe you can have a boost die. But I think in this moment we need to see if he loses control first.
I think Jax would also look at Kin and be like Kin, like you've got this type thing, because Jax was there when Mouse and when Kin confronted Xian, so just a reassuring like we're here to help you, like you can do this type thing.
Roll a discipline check there, Kin.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, perfect!
Look at that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's considerable.
Yeah.
Strain on my system.
Yeah, I think take all that as strain. Take all 3 strain in this situation. But
then I think immediately Jax would look at Dash and just be like, "Pick words carefully."
They said it, not me, as he holds up...
No, you repeated it, you nincompoop!
I like how that is now canon Mandalorian swear. Just in case you were curious, that's canon now.
I think Nimrod. Like Nimrod's supposed to mean hunter, but
Yeah.
I think there was probably a Mandalorian named Nimrod who was actually like stupid.
Fair. Yeah. So Kin, you maintain control, but also that might intrigue you there, Zian.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm definitely taking Dash aside when we have some downtime and grilling him.
Thank you.
I think he goes great with Tarragon, FYI.
Yeah. But maybe like a little lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some grilled asparagus for a side.
Ooh.
Yeah. Good. So you after the moment where like everybody kind of like looks at Kin and sees like a couple sparks flying out of him, and then like his eyes like shut off and then they turn back on, right? And they're like, everybody's like, Kin, are you okay?
And I'm like, I'm fine, but my eyebrows are in an angry position.
Dash would say it.
Yeah. So, you continue relaying to Dash all of the things you found.
And he relays the thing he's found.
Yeah.
Basically her manipulating people through conviction and possibly the gift.
Yeah, and the other important thing here is too, like according to Bick, she may not even be aware that she's doing it. So
Jax would ask Dash if he knew if Bick and his people had been responsible for any of the other disappearances.
He would shake his head, and she said, if they wanted her dead, then I guess they would have killed her while I was there. But they wanted to bring her to someone for justice, so I wouldn't know. They didn't really tell me.
But do you know if she's the first person they've taken from Druckenwell? Because other people, right? Kellyanne is the one who we're like most of, but other people have disappeared.
Yes, correct. Yeah, multiple people have disappeared. A couple have been found dead. A couple have been yeah.
So like, for all we know, they've been taking everyone, and this is in character. Jax is saying, for all we know, they've taken everyone, and the people they're finding guilty, they're killing and returning their bodies as a sign. But the other people, the people who they aren't finding guilty, they're just like holding somewhere.
You were charging, she said, they didn't say. The only thing they told me is when they possibly arrive, I would get a message. If I don't get a message, then I guess I have a force user to question.
So we could still go to the slicer team.
Oh, I guess whatever you found, and I guess whatever I have. I don't know about the gift, but I guess this is good enough to prove that they're sneaky. He says with a question mark.
So how much did Dash tell us? Dash.
So what I told you was that she has I did ask her about the thing she said because the thing is, since he was still in that state, he has said what we suspected of her, and she did confirm it. And I guess also the manipulation, and I guess like attraction was one of the things that would have assisted her. So I guess in a way, it's true what she was doing.
Okay, so, but you didn't tell us about because there was someone else coming to her apartment.
Yeah, he told us about the Jedi.
Yeah, but they sensed that someone else was coming.
Oh, good shot.
Wait, what? What are we?
So
they were in a rush to get her out because someone else was after her.
correct. Or maybe not even after her, right? Might have been after them.
Maybe. Who knows?
Or after Zags.
Well, he will shrug and say, "Well, I don't know. I didn't really bring it up. I was too busy trying to figure out if they were evil themselves." Hello?
So before going to the slicer, Jax would want to check his terminal just to see if he'd gotten a message from Arcanus.
Yeah, let's see. In this situation, there is probably a handler. I'm trying to think if he would.
Right? If the response could easily be like, you don't know anyone at Arcanus who you could even reach out to, right?
Yeah, but I think that I want to roll here of some sort. I think that give me a streetwise check. Yeah, streetwise. It's gonna be average, and I'm adding a black dice simply because there's a small chance that like there's no one even here to respond in this period of time.
Cool. So.
Yeah, no problem. So when you check your terminal, reduce a couple strain. And in this situation,
I only have one strain, so I'm gonna keep a blue dice for something.
There you go. So you do have a message. It's an automated message because you went through the Arcanus like encrypted channels. It's an automated message that gives you as much detail as you would get if you were like just some other agent trying to figure out what another agent is doing. So essentially what it says strike team, it says cleaner team 3 Bravo Charlie arrived drunk and well, probably gives a date of like a week ago. And it probably says primary mission, determine cause of loss of assets on planet. In addition, it probably gives you a contact number, which you recognize to be like a burner contact number that Mai would probably use.
Okay, so that would basically, I would think that is a burner to reach her.
Correct. But you also have her information, like her personal information as well. Yeah. So
that's less helpful.
Yeah. So essentially, what this is, and the reason why this even exists, is because if a team goes missing for whatever reason, doesn't check in, doesn't report in, somebody who's following up behind them needs a way to track at least what they were doing here.
Yeah. Cool. But basically, there's nothing there that makes.
Well, all the pieces you have are they want this information, and I think the big piece there is the loss of assets piece, right? The whole reason they're here is to determine why they're losing assets on the planet. Which may or may not be because these people that, are trying to work for them.
It also doesn't explain why she would have a massive shootout.
Yeah, that is the strange part, right?
Yeah,
something went wrong there for sure.
Basically, it sounds like she was here to investigate, and there's something more going on. And basically, it's like she's here on Arcanus business, but she might be taking it too far. But then she kind of has a reputation for being someone who's a bit more of a aggressive handler of situations.
And who knows? Maybe she got caught up in. Maybe she did find, like, you haven't spoken with her since then. It could be something like she found someone that was tied to it, but instead of going quietly, they decided to fight, and then the police showed up, so then they had to fight the police to get away. Or maybe it's the police themselves that are doing it, right? Like, maybe they got caught in a sting, and then they had to shoot their way out. Like, there's a lot of scenarios there where it could be legit. But without speaking to her, I don't think that'll be a great option.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
But at least you know that they were here on purpose.
Yep.
Right? Like that's the important part. So I know that you all want to go deliver the information to the slicer, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I will ask, is everybody going to that, or is it just Kin and Mouse again?
That's a good question, actually, because I don't know how trustful he would be if I brought my entire crew over.
So
Yeah.
So
Well,
Jack-
but on the
Jack-
other hand,
Jack
like, how
would take
trustful
his
are you
lead.
walking around by just you and Kin right now?
Hmm.
So Jax would take his lead from Mouse,
I mean,
but he
like-
would suggest that potentially when they get to the Slicer's Den, that's like everyone who wasn't there the first meeting, like didn't go in or like kept
Yeah.
a little bit of a distance. That would be
Yeah.
Jax's suggestion from his experience doing dastardly deeds and nefarious meats.
Yeah. If Mouse wants Zian to go, he'll go. But unless specifically asked, it was like,
I would like
Herb.
people to go. I just don't want to like.
Jax would recommend that him and Zian stay outside, and
Yeah.
that
What about
Jax
Dash?
is ready to react, and Dash as well. And Zian can use his abilities to try and sense if there's anyone following us or planning anything against
I
us.
can't do that yet. I keep telling you.
Again,
Use your space
Again,
dash.
Jack-
As soon as you can do it, Jack's gonna be like, gonna stop asking you because he's gonna take the hint that you can't do it.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
obliviousness
could you,
is
like,
grace.
Do some space magic to
Yeah.
like. figure
Couldn't
out
you
if
just
people are
like
following?
summon some lightning or something to get rid of this thing? Like,
Yeah.
God, Zian, be useful.
No. Jax thinks that space magic all has to do with doing mess because Jax has seen him like convince people and things. So he thinks Zian is like a mind melding
Yeah,
weirdo. So it's
Yeah.
all like sensing people's brains and what are people actually thinking and stuff
dude,
like that. That's what Jax thinks.
I'm so on board.
Eventually.
Well, Dash would say that Zion and Jax would be more useful to Mouse than him, so he would want to stay with the ship and just look after it after being away from him for like a day. But because he loves his ship. Let's be honest.
I'll be right back. Give me a second.
So Dash, having finally been reunited with the party, is going to elect to become separated again.
Well, I'm not much used to them at the slicer if
You could drive the speeder.
I could drive the speeder.
They need a getaway car, maybe. Who knows? Never know.
Well, you should have mentioned the speeder because now I'm gonna help.
Yeah, see, there you go. You can drive the speeder, Dash.
I'll drive the speeder.
Okay.
Jax decides to walk. No, I'm just
Zian just floats.
Jax, yeah, exactly.
I just walked.
Jax just calls for a taxi.
I'm just gonna Zenyatta my way down there.
Great, fantastic. So, I like how we brought it back to Overwatch. By the way, I really appreciate that.
Can we make a few mechanic rules before we leave the ship?
Yeah, you wanna get the mod placed on your gun, right?
I want to try and do 2 different mods.
Okay.
So the first one is putting accurate 1 on the thing I just bought, which I think because a mouse will cost me 50 credits worth of my parts.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually it would be a hard check, but because my gun has a thing, that would be an average check.
Yeah. So installing mods. So yeah, normally it's a hard check.
Yeah, but my gun
but
has a
you're-
thing; it removes 1
Yep.
difficulty.
So it's
and then
down
I
to
wanna
an
help.
average check.
I want to help or try and help,
Okay.
so I get to add a blue dice, right, from unskilled
I
assistance.
think that is fair. I think that is fair.
Cool.
Is this the first mod you've installed on this?
Yeah,
So this is the first mod you've tried to install on this gun. Okay.
this is the first. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
it's not. It's the first mod on this attachment. It's done by attachment.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Cool.
So, you're not under time crunch, so I don't think there's any need to upgrade anything. So why don't you go ahead and roll a mechanics check, Mouse?
Yay. There we go.
Oh,
Hey, nice.
That's true, indeed.
Nice. So, the mod you were going for was to give it what exactly?
So it's the electronic sighting system has a mod that says can add 1 accurate to it.
Okay, so add accurate 1 to the gun. Okay, cool. Awesome. I think that is totally fair. So you got a triumph here. Now, you can't improve the ability of the gun, right? Because there's no way to like triumphantly improve that.
Can we use the triumph to be like somehow like in a zone and maybe either reduce the difficulty or add more blue dice to another mod that I want to try and do?
I think that is probably where I'm at here. I think that not even a blue dice. I think I'll add 1 success to the very next mod roll that you make.
Cool.
That seem fair?
Also, you had a blue die for your check
for help, yeah.
No, yeah, before he had an advantage for his streetwise check.
Oh, right, yeah, absolutely. There you go.
So we can add that to the next one as well. Sure.
Yep. Yeah, and I think I will. I think we'll just add an additional success here. So you want to install another mod, right, from an attachment?
Yeah. So this is a different attachment. The blaster actuating model. I want to add 2 mods to. So it can be modded to add +1 damage twice and +1 pierce twice. I want to try and do both the pierces.
By the
So
way,
it would be.
Sorry, go ahead.
So it would be 4 difficulty, but then it's reduced by 1 because of my gun. So it's a hard one.
It's a hard check, but you'll get to add 1 success because of that previous triumph.
And the blue dice from my helping, and the blue dice from my previous thingaling.
I just wanted to say, while Mouse has been here, she's developed a calf addiction, so she'll only do all this if Jax brings her calf. Like, there's calf cans,
all right, yeah,
all over her nest area now.
Yeah, fair. Seems good. Is it like cold brew calf? Because
it's like
because you're a hipster. You're a hipster mechanic. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure we were going full hipster mode here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a hard check. You get a free success, which we'll add manually, and then 2 blue dice.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll it up.
There we go.
Yeah, no problem.
Yay. Sweet.
And advantage.
No problem. Yep, and you get an advantage.
I'm gonna reduce that strain.
There you go.
That I got earlier.
There you go. Perfect. So.
Cool.
Is that it? Is that all you needed to do?
Yep, I just wanted to do those 2. And Mouse, you have a thing where it only costs you half to do the.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, so I bought enough bits to do it fully, but I can just keep them for another time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a gearhead, which gives me that half thing.
Cool.
What was I saying? Oh, that'll be 2 calf cans, please.
Done.
Perfect. You are handed the 2 cold brew calf cans.
Do you want them both now, or do you want one now and then the other one's done? Because I can keep it cold for you.
I want one now.
All right, there you go. I give you a little IOU for another one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, the group of you get in the speeder that Dash has rented and acquired, and everybody loads in, and you head off to the abandoned warehouse where the Slicer's hollow terminal was, right? And when you arrive, you all disembark, and as Jack said, I assume that you're taking a position kind of in the area, not actually going in.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zian is on the lookout for any pursuers, right? With his force mind powers.
Zian will sense them if they're coming for us.
Correct.
Sure,
yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I will let you know when I sense somebody.
Did you sense anyone yet?
Nope.
Fantastic.
Nope.
So, Kin and Mouse, you guys head into the abandoned warehouse, which looks very similar to the last time you were here. There's dust kind of covered everything, and the only thing that appears to stand out is this large, circular hollow terminal in the middle. And as you kind of walk up, now this time you kind of have an idea of what you're doing, and so you arrive and you kind of activate you flip on the power switch for the device, and slowly it begins to boot up and the lights begin to flicker and come on, and after a few moments the stormtrooper lieutenant head, right, like it kind of like flashes into view, and The individual says, "Who comes before me?"
It's me, Mouse. Hey, what's up?
Mouse. I know
Yeah.
no mouse.
You know me. You know, the one that you told to do all that stuff. You're gonna slice that data for me?
Oh, yes, of course. So, what have you done?
Yeah, I got, I got a whole bunch of information. Basically, like, these people are, like, super connected. And, like, this could, like, really, like, shake the foundations of the entire society or something like that. I don't know. That's what everybody else was saying. Um, but yeah, essentially they're just like in this conspiracy, and it's like way bigger than you said it was.
I am interested to see what you have found out.
Yeah.
Are you able to submit the information into the terminal?
Yeah, I got like a whole thing, like a whole data pad.
Yeah, so do you like plug it in and
Wait a second.
Wait. No, wait. Before that, you have to like you were supposed to slice my information, right?
Yes, indeed.
Did you do that?
I have. It was not an easy project, but I assume neither was yours.
No, it wasn't.
Also, I've noticed that your face has appeared on some... Well... It appears that you have caused quite a stir, Mouse.
Well...
Oh no.
When you say a stir, I mean...
I think that, like, just an informational window pops up, right? And then there's, like, a, any knowledge leading to the capture for questioning of this individual. And it's clearly like a digitized sketch of you. It's pretty close. There are a few differences that may be able to stand out. But it describes your at least like physical characteristics pretty closely. And essentially it says, stands accused of breaking and entering, theft, there's probably like a kidnapping charge on there too, right?
What?
We'll see. So I don't know, in the US at least, just so you're aware. If someone is held against their will, quote unquote, for example, if someone locks themselves in a room and you are standing outside of it, then technically you are not allowing them to leave.
Okay.
So yeah, there's probably like a bunch of weird stuff on there. Basically, they're just, like, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, right? And
I look at her and raise my eyebrows.
I mean, it was all kind of technically true, I guess, but I mean,
don't look at me. I got a good laugh out of it.
I mean, there's always two sides to every story, and one day we're all gonna look back at this and laugh.
Did you really look in on her while she was in the shower?
I mean, no, she walked out. I was waiting. I mean, I waited patiently while she was, getting dressed and stuff. I didn't even look, to be honest.
Anyway, yes, I was able to get into your data pad. Interesting information, if I do say so.
Like how interesting?
Something that hasn't happened in, well, quite a few years.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, will it help me find someone? I mean, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to find someone.
I think that it will, yes.
Really? Okay. Cool. I guess I should give you this information then. Ken, did you have something to say?
Before we give you the information, I am curious about Wilhelm. All the others seem to have serious character defects and are obviously involved with something illegal. but not Wilhelm.
There's
Yeah.
a long pause, I think. And it says, "What was your designation again?"
You may call me Kin.
King. Know that Wilhelm owns a particular company, or is at least the CEO of a particular company that, well, works under that is a larger umbrella, the SGI Incorporated. You know it?
Yes.
Very well. Then you know that they are purveyors of black market assassin droids, correct?
Yes.
Well, what if I were to tell you that Wilhelm stands accused by us, the Society, of assisting in the manufacturing, development, and testing of these items?
Excuse me, Society of what?
F. Society of F. That's what we're going with. I hate that show, by the way.
I hate it so much. It's so bad.
I don't even know what that show is. What is that show?
Mr. Robot.
Oh!
Fantastic first episode, and then everything's like, nope.
The first
I have
season
never
was
watched
actually
it.
The
Never
first
watched it.
season was actually decent, and then the twist at the end of the season, which I won't spoil for anyone, is just not a twist. It's just they made up some dumb fucking shit.
Interesting.
I've actually wanted to watch it, but I never have watched it. I've never seen a single episode.
Yeah.
I think I just watched the first episode.
I've never seen it.
Should I just watch the first episode and then be done with it?
I mean, watch it and see if it grips. Like, I've had people tell me it's like one of their favorite shows. So, like, I just think that you have to give it a massive grain of salt. Like a big old chunk of sea salt.
So it's not the spiritual television successor to V for Vendetta?
No, it is not.
Okay, well then I probably won't like it.
The thing of it is, like, the first episode is a gigantic red herring for what the actual show is about. Like, the first episode is like, oh, okay, it's gonna go into some, like, vigilante justice via hacking and technology and stuff. And then it doesn't really do that afterwards.
I gotcha.
You could just watch Nikita.
I think I'll just watch Hackers from the 90s, because that was a great movie.
Good movie.
That was a fantastic movie. Anyway,
I live with a bunch of hackers and like
Crash
love
over
watching that movie because it's so stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially, Ken, he says that it wasn't. In fact, you see that now, based on what the information that he gives you, is that it wasn't that he was part of whatever grand scheme was going on. It's that he was connected to them via some other way, but like
a criminal network.
Yeah, is guilty of his own crimes, according to them.
I mean, based on our information, does he connect at any point, or is
just the fact that he was in a relationship with one of these people?
All right. Yeah. I guess.
So
I had a question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said society, like that means he's part of something like bigger?
Yeah, that's what he implies, yes.
Yeah, like who's the society you're talking about?
It is a number of individuals who seek to root out corruption.
Okay, but like you didn't tell me anything about that, and like I came to you because you were like a lone agent, not like a part of this big society.
So I think that what happens is you could tell that like he gets flustered and he clearly forgets to hit the voice changer. And he's like, "Don't tell me whether or not I can be part of anything."
Oh.
Excuse me, Poindexter. I wasn't telling you that you couldn't be part of anything. I was just I'm upset that you didn't tell me that you were part of something.
Do you want your information or not?
Hey, I already heard your natural voice there.
Skippy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
Jax calms in. Call him Poindexter again.
I think I do. I'm like, Listen here, Poindexter.
So I think what you see there's an image of a file that pops up on the informational tab, and it begins like it digitizes into a bunch of these little squares, and they begin to delete themselves from the bottom.
Come on!
Oh no!
Are you that freaking petty? All right. What about this? I got all this cool information here that could like totally save your organization. Hey kid, why don't you just break this data pad?
I could easily do that. I start to take the data pad, and while I'm taking it, I bump something and break it. Something else nearby.
Yeah,
I don't want
break
you to like
something else
actually
nearby.
break it. Like, yeah,
yeah, I think that like while this like back and forth between these two individuals is going on, I think that they're part of the information that pops up. You could tell he's just like deleting blank spaces at this point, and he gets to the first piece of information, and then it opens briefly.
Yeah.
And you can see it says 32 prisoners acquired, and then the rest is blacked out, like he's put like a block out over it.
All right. Maybe I was being a little bit hasty. I got things to resolve. You got things to resolve. Maybe everything got a little heated. I was just surprised that you're part of this big society or something like that. And I don't know anything about it. I thought you were just a nerd, to be honest. Which, you know.
What's wrong with being a nerd?
I mean, nothing really. I just thought you were like a singular nerd who like lived in his mom's basement or something.
Stereotypes.
Do you want to do the exchange or not?
Yes, I do. I do want to do the exchange.
Very well. Plug in the data pad. I'll transfer the information simultaneously. That way we both get what we want, and then you can leave forever and ever.
All right, forever and ever. I plug in the data pad.
Yeah, and you can see like the simultaneous transfers going on, right? Like information is going out and coming in at the same time.
I give Ken a look like, do you believe this guy? Like one of those looks.
I shrug.
Yeah, and so eventually, after it all transfers, he says, "You can take the data pad now."
All right, thanks, Tam Long. If that's even your real name.
Joke's on you. It isn't.
Yeah, it's probably something like Percy or something.
Yeah. And I think it like as you like grab
comes in. Call him Poindexter again.
as you grab like rip the data pad out and you begin to walk away, the holo screen kind of like boots down, and he vanishes, leaving you kind of left a little bit of like darkness as you exit. But you look at the data pad and you scroll through some of the information there, and it was indeed a very heavily remnant encrypted device. And there are a couple of pieces of information here that are quite interesting. One is, it appears that from the did you ever give me the ship name? The salvager, the actual ship name of the salvaging ship.
I had it in my notes somewhere. Give me a second.
I don't know if I ever got that, but it says that the primary mission of the Remnant was not to destroy it. It was to.
I think it was just called the Bantha.
The Bantha. Okay, yeah. So it says, it's essentially like a report log. It says, IFF Bantha spotted inside Remnant space, attempted to hail, disregarded, attempted to jump to hyperspace, immobilized, and then it says, boarded with intent of capture. Firefights broke out, ship collided with large salvaging space dock, multiple injured and dead, And then it gives a list of each of the individuals and if their names, if they have them. And one of the individuals on there is very obviously Lam Regon. It says, and it says captured, not deceased.
Okay. Does it say where they were taking the prisoners?
So that's the part you can tell that this guy, the Tam Long, the part that he was talking about. So it appears that the Remnant has been acquiring prisoners, and shipping them off to a prison that is recently reopened. But they've recently reopened in Remnant name, and obviously, that place is Kessel.
Ooh. Okay.
And so it gives you that name, gives you, the Kessel system, prison, reopened, current empty, current vacancy, X amount of bodies, and it gives you a bunch of information on the new warden, whose name is Kilara. No, that's not that last name. Okay, random Star Wars name generator. How about we not use Starwalker? How about I don't use that last name?
I mean, that's a Tatooinean surname.
Let me find a better surname here. Yeah, here we go. This is better. So it's Kilara Jewel is the new warden of the prison. And it doesn't have a whole lot of details about what happens there besides just being a prison. But it is interesting that it's reopened for a lot of obvious reasons to us as players, but perhaps you as characters aren't aware of the obvious reasons why Kessel is so important in the grand scheme of things.
But isn't Kessel's near Hutspace, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah.
It's just on the other side of Hutspace, in fact. It is pretty far from Remnant Space, if we're being completely honest.
Also, if someone is in the Kessel mines, we may be short on time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you know who might know a lot about that? Hin might have some documentation in his log files about Kessel. But perhaps that would be a good thing to explore next time when we play.
Yay!
Is time for end. I know. Listen, we played 8 hours in the past few days, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, everybody wants to go fucking hunt crate dragons, and now Mouse wants to go to Kessel and fucking...
Well, the good news is, if you get a crate dragon pearl, it will be way easier to infiltrate Kessel. And then we'll see if Dash can break the galactic record for the Kessel run.
Yeah.
Won't that be exciting?
Depends on how much the Maw has shifted. Can I be a little cheeky and spend some destiny?
Sure. What would you like to spend some destiny on?
Can I like Tavirin Unan to be slightly force sensitive?
Ooh. Yeah, I think yes. I think that is something I will allow destiny to be spent on.
Alright.
Yeah,
That's his Twi'lek library boo.
Oh, by the way, before I leave the warehouse, I want to try to see if I can get more information on Tam Long.
Okay.
From that little terminal that he has.
Sure, you want to try and hack it?
Reverse ping him or whatever.
Let's see if we can make that. Let's see if we can make that computers roll real quick.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff, and I'm giving this a free upgrade because he designed this not to be able to be interfered with.
Right.
So it's a hard check with a free upgrade. Roll a computers roll for me.
Okay, I'm gonna flip a destiny point for this because it's the end of the session and we might as well.
Sure, go for it.
And let's try it.
Oh!
Ooh, such a mouse roll.
Yeah.
God damn.
That them mouse dum-dums.
Now I can bug him anytime.
Yeah. No, you get his IP address, right? Like, I think that the success would be to trace it back to the most recent location. The triumph is you just break through everything and you have his exact location, like his physical IP.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna put that on an incidental.
Yeah. Yeah, seems great.
Question: can I roll another session forget whatever happened between me and Mouse roll or discipline check? Just to see if I'm still like.
Sure.
But do I have time? Maybe if I'm standing still, it's just like he's still thinking over like, am I still mad at her? Should I forget? Should I just?
It'll be an average check, and I'll add a black dice for the fact that you haven't really had a whole lot of like productive resolution. You know, sometimes you just don't get better, right? Sometimes you need productive resolution, so I'll add a black dice for it. But roll a discipline check. We'll see if you are still angry at Mouse.
Metaphorically with me.
Sure. Go for it.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it means that like you've realized that being mad at Mouse is dumb, right? Like you've realized that that's probably not the most productive, and maybe you were a little bit of an idiot, and maybe you should apologize, or at least not hold Mouse accountable for silly things that happen, unless Mouse is responsible.
Yeah.
Unless.
So there you go.
I guess we'll cross that bridge when it comes to us.
Exactly. So experience. Everybody get a 15 experience. Congratulations.
Hey.
Cool.
Congratulations. In addition,
Even 200 earned.
Yep, exactly. Which means we are rapidly approaching the end game. We're maybe like 2/3 to like end game when characters begin to become amazing. By the way, everyone, I was waiting for Dash to contact you and you all to show up and then have a fight with those guys. I was fully prepared for that, had everything ready to do that, but apparently Dash didn't contact you.
I mean, he tried.
He tried.
He just wasn't very good at it.
So there's that. Secondly, I don't know if there was any morality to be triggered today, but maybe not specifically for you, Zian, because you did some research and then there wasn't a whole lot of interaction.
I think Dash came into like some morality.
Yeah, and I think Dash deserves a role. I don't know, Dash, do you think you've gained any conflict today?
I think like maybe like 1 or 2, because like
he left her without saying goodbye.
Well, not even that. Like seeing these Jedi and not really knowing like anything about them or anything. Yeah. Like that.
So also to be fair, like you did fail the discipline check against her again, like miserably. So there were some emotions there that were stirred up. So why don't we say 2? Does that seem fair? Okay. So why don't you roll 1d10 minus 2? Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Question about talent trees. Can you go backwards?
Yeah, you can go any direction.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
As long as you own one that is connected to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how it works. Sometimes you just stay at 50 forever.
I'm in balance.
Yeah, you're becoming. And you know what? It's super fair because you don't care about light side or dark side stuff, right? So it's super appropriate that you just keep staying at 50. Jedi. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So does anyone have anything else?
No, nothing.
Have we kind of concluded our business on Druckenwell essentially?
I mean,
yes.
I think everybody's done.
Okay.
I think the only thing that might need tied up is maybe talking to Mai, right? Like,
I need to speak to Mai.
Speaking to that. But then I think that
Does Ian want to bring his girlfriend with us?
I do, actually.
No,
Oh,
fair.
Because I want to because she might be a target eventually because she was part of this investigation,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to do that to Viren, give her a little bit of force power and take her on as an apprentice.
Yeah, totally fair.
Are you allowed to strip your apprentice? Is that allowed? Like,
Again,
I know there's all
these
like, yeah, we
again,
can't
we're
have
new,
families
we're
now,
new
but I
age
feel like
Jedi.
that's taking
New Jedi,
Jedi.
yeah.
That's
New
taking
age
it
Jedi. We're
all the way
modern.
the other direction.
We're
It's gone
modern
from,
Jedi.
You have no sex. To, you can have sex with your apprentice. Like, there's so many steps in between.
Listen. Okay, we're an equal opportunity Jedi
my
order.
God.
Okay.
oh my god.
So, real quickly though, is everyone good for the 21st, or is there anyone that has a conflict?
Looks
If-
like it.
Yeah, I'm good for the 21st.
If
So the
an-
only one that I have, because I sent the message, the only thing I would get flack, I think, is the 28th.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the 28th.
I'm probably not in on the 28th, if
Okay.
I'm honest, because I'm skiing with my family, but on the 27th, my girlfriend shows up. So if on the 28th,
Yeah.
and we'll be in America. So if on the 28th, I'm like, go ski with my family. I'm going to play Star Wars.
Yeah.
She'd probably castrate me.
Kai, are you good on the 21st? Next
I'm
week.
good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we will plan on playing next week, and then probably taking the week after that off for Christmas. I'm good, everybody.
And then back on the 4th?
And then back on the 4th, as long as nobody
Cool.
has any conflicts. All right.
I'm down with the 4th if I can.
Cool.
do the
I mean,
4th, so.
yeah, we gotta play on the 4th, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. I've already planned this all out. Because
All right, cool.
I'm on ski trips both those weeks, but one of them is in Europe and it's with her company, so I can take one night to be like, I'm not gonna hang out with your boss.
There you go. Perfect.
One place.
Perfect. All right. So we'll be back next week, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 All right, everyone. Glad you all could be here. It's been a wonderful, grand old time. Today, it's been an honor to run it for you. We've had a lot of fun, as always. And I hope you show up next week for some more hot Star Wars action, with the possibility of some spoilers at the beginning of the session. So don't worry, I'll put those up in the things if you haven't seen it yet. So thank you all for being here. It's been a good time. We're going to go now, and next time will be episode number 16 of Fractured Orders. Our party is getting slowly more powerful, and we will see how far they can get next time. See you guys later. Bye.